It's grit and grace, side by side, fire in my chest, calm in my mind. I'll build what lasts, I'll choose my lane, turn pressure into purpose, paint it again. With grit and grace, I'm free to be all I am, becoming steadily.
Imposter syndrome rarely shows up when you're doing something easy. It shows up when you're about to do something that matters, like raise your rates, pitch to the new client, post the content, lead the room, take up space. And self-sabotage doesn't usually look like quitting. It looks like delay, distraction, perfectionism, overthinking, just one more tweak, just one more course. Today we're talking about both and the exact moment you stop believing every thought.
Side I run this race.
Welcome to Grit and Grace, where we talk money, mindset, leadership, and the standards that make success sustainable. I'm Donna and I'm the creator of Grit and Grace, and today we're going straight into the stuff that quietly costs women in business the most: imposter syndrome and self-sabotage. Before we begin, a quick note: today's episode is general information only. It doesn't take into account your personal circumstances and it is not financial or tax advice. If you need personalised support, please seek help relevant to your situation. Let's start with the moment it usually appears. You're about to do something that would move your business forward. Not a busy task, not admin, the real thing. You're about to send the proposal to the new client, quote the price, follow up on a big invoice or ask for the referral, post an opinion, go live, apply for the opportunity. And then your brain produces a thought that lands like a punch. Who do you think you are? That's imposter syndrome. And if you don't catch it, it triggers self-sabotage. You just tidy something up first. You do more research, you wait until you're ready, you fix your website, and you start again next week. Not because you're lazy, but because your nervous system is trying to keep you safe. And today we're going to stop confusing safety with success. Let's see if you recognize this story. A woman is fully capable. She's great at what she does. She's got clients, she gets results. A new inquiry comes in, and it's the kind of client she actually wants. Good budget, good fit, interesting work, challenging. So she builds the quote. She writes the proposal. She gets to the price. And suddenly she starts negotiating with herself in her head. Is it too much? What if they laugh? What if they say no and I feel stupid? What if they think I'm greedy? What if they realize I'm not as good as they think? So she does what a lot of women do, and she edits the price down. Or she adds extra deliverables just to justify it. Or she delays sending it for 2 days while the anxiety builds. And that is imposter syndrome turning itself into self-sabotage. And the cost isn't just the money that you lose, it's the standard you teach your brain. When it matters, we shrink. We're going to change that standard. Imposter syndrome isn't proof that you're an imposter. It's often the gap between your current identity and your next level behavior. It's the discomfort of being seen while you're still becoming. And it spikes when you're doing things like expanding your visibility or raising your standards, especially when you've got prices and boundaries that are going up. It's stepping into your leadership. And so the goal is not to eliminate the feeling. Rather, the goal is to stop treating the feeling like truth. And a thought can be loud without being accurate. Now let's talk about self-sabotage in its natural habitat. It's 9:47 p.m. You're tired, you've had a full day, you should be winding down. But you remember the thing you were supposed to do today, the real thing, the job, the proposal, the follow-up, the post, the pitch. And instead of doing it, your brain offers you a safer task. Oh, we'll just fix the website. Oh, we'll just do one more entry. So you open your laptop and you start tweaking. You change a heading, then you change it back. You adjust the font, and then you change it back. You rewrite your bio like you're applying for a Nobel Prize, and then you delete it all and go back to what you originally had. You reorganize your services page for the 5th time. And it feels productive, it kind of feels responsible, and it feels like you're working. But the real task, the one that actually moves the business forward, is still sitting there waiting for you. It's untouched. And that is self-sabotage. It's not dramatic, it's not obvious, it's quiet, it's polished, and it's plausible. If perfecting a website created confidence, we'd all be unstoppable by now. Self-sabotage doesn't need you to quit. It just needs you to keep postponing the moment of being seen. So these are a few of the most common self-sabotage patterns that we see. First one's perfectionism. If it's not perfect, I won't publish it. And that translates in our head to, if I don't publish it, I can't be judged. Preparation as procrastination. One more course, one more tweak, one more plan. And you can translate that into your head as, if I keep learning, I can avoid doing. And the other one we do is overcommit. We fill the week with urgent tasks so that you never actually have to face the one thing that would stretch you, the one thing that would challenge you, the one thing that would make your business take you to the next level. And the thing that we tell ourselves is, if I'm busy, I don't have to be brave. If any of those stung, good. It means we've found the pattern, and patterns can be replaced. Here's the shift. You don't wait for confidence, you build evidence. And evidence is built through action that is small enough to repeat, but meaningful enough to matter. Change this in your mindset. I can do it scared as long as I do it small. And small doesn't mean insignificant. What it means is small is repeatable. And one brave repetition a week changes everything because it builds a track record. And a track record is what confidence actually is. It's not a feeling, it's a history of follow through. So when the thought hits, who do you think you are? I want you to do this. I want you to name it and understand that it is imposter syndrome. And it's not that's the truth. It's just give it a name. I want you to then collect the evidence. Write down 3 facts, real ones, the results you've created, the problems you've solved, the feedback you've received, training that you've completed, experience you've earned, evidence, not vibes. And then in the next 48 hours, step right into it, because delay feeds fear. And this is how you retrain your brain. We act even when the thought is loud. And that is confidence, not a mood, a pattern. So your challenge for the next 7 days is, I want you to pick one area where you know that you shrink, whether it's pricing or visibility or follow-up or boundaries or leadership. I want you to choose one of those, and I want you to take action within 48 hours and do it at the standard that you actually want. Send the quote at the real price and see what happens. Follow up the invoice that you've been avoiding. Post the content without polishing it to death and see what happens. You'll be surprised at the reactions. Say no once, very cleanly, just no. No excuses, no explanations, just say no. Ask for that referral. And then I want you to notice, imposter syndrome may still show up, but you are no longer obeying it. And that is the win. Imposter syndrome is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign you're stretching. Self-sabotage is not a personality flaw. It's actually a protection pattern. And as human beings, we tend to draw back into what is safe. And here's the one line I want you to keep with you. You don't need to feel ready. You need to be willing. Until next time, keep your grit and protect your grace.
In the quiet before the daylight breaks, put on show, still found a way to learn and grow. With steady hands I set the pace, a fierce heart held in gentle space. I won't trade my peace for proof, I won't build a life without a roof. I'll rise, I'll rest, I'll recalibrate, strong enough to do, wise enough to wait. It's grit and grace, side by side, fire in my chest, calm in my mind. I'll build what lasts, I'll choose my lane, turn pressure into purpose, pain into gain. With grit and grace I'm free to be all I am, becoming steadily. I won't shrink back to make it easy, I won't stay small to keep things tidy. I'll speak the truth, I'll name my worth, put roots down deep and do the work. And when it's heavy I won't break, I'll bend with care, then reset my faith. I'll measure growth in more than gold, in quiet wins and courage bold. I'll lead with heart, I'll honor pace, ambition guided by restraint and grace. It's grit and grace, side by side, fire in my chest, calm in my mind. I'll build what lasts, I'll choose my lane, turn pressure into purpose, pain into gain. With grit and grace I'm free to be all I am, becoming steadily. Let it be simple, let it be true, a steady rhythm pulling me through. When doubt is loud I'll still begin, again and again I'll choose to win. Not by force, not by fear, by showing up year after year. It's grit and grace, side by side, fire in my chest, calm in my mind. I'll build what lasts, I'll choose my lane, turn pressure into purpose, pain into gain.